Hello, and welcome to the Grown Black Woman Success Podcast, a conversation about the joys and challenges that come with achieving success, all from a grown Black woman's perspective. I'm your host, Leslie Denman. Let's get this conversation started. I am so excited to welcome my guest, Evelynn Jones. Evelynn, welcome to Grown Black Woman Success Podcast.
Hey, thank you for having me, Leslie. I am excited.
Yes, Miss Evelynn is a sales and marketing expert, and she is the CEO of Curious Cat Copywriting. Now, Evelynn, you have to tell me how you came up with this title.
Pretty simple. I'm a copywriter who's always curious, and I like cats.
Okay, when you explain it that way, it really is simple.
Curious cat. And I always kind of refer to myself as kind of like a little bit like a cat person, like cat-like personality, curious, copywriting, to CCC, it just all goes.
Okay, so tell me, when did you realize that you had a knack for copywriting? First, before we even get there, let's define copywriting for those women who are listening who may have a business or aspiring to start a business. Tell us what copywriting is.
Well, copywriting is sales writing. The point of copy is to sell people on products and services, not just brand or an idea. Copywriting presents a chance to sell a solution to your audience. And I mean, nowadays, copywriting can sell an idea or perspective. I mean, pretty much with copywriting, you're just trying to get people to take action, whether that's to click on a link to your website, to go to your online store, to opt into your email list, or even just, invite them to share their comments and, their thoughts and comments and whatever. You're getting them to take an action, you're getting them to do something. I mean, you think about those lengthy emails or landing pages you come across, they sell an experience with testimonials, intuitive Q&A, and guarantees. Those are written to sell people products and services. So copy takes your audience on a journey and resonates so people trust you. It does sound a lot like content, but they are different. And content is usually entertaining or educating without asking for anything in return.
All right. Well, good. Now, when did you realize that you had a knack for copywriting?
Well, I've always been interested in writing, and I have multiple journals in my house, in my home office. And I actually wanted to, I know this is far from copywriting, but I wanted to go to college for journalism. I was actually I wrote for the high school newspaper. I've always been gifted with my words and like painting that picture for people. Last year, I actually fell into it. What happened was I, as a freelancer, I had a couple clients. Those clients were great. And then those projects ended. And I was we all know the hustle. You're trying to get more clients.
Honey. Yes. We got to get back on our hustle.
Right. So I was trying to do that. There was a little gap in between there. So I was like, okay, whenever I have gaps, I'm still productive. I'm still looking at, okay, what can I tweak on my end to bring people in, draw people into me? I got into looking into selling myself online. As a freelancer, I work online. That's it. Before COVID, I was I was doing the whole working from home online thing way before COVID started. And so I went back and just wanted to tweak, do any tweaks to better sell myself. So I started took some writing courses, looking at, optimizing my LinkedIn profile, writing pitches, like short form, long form, medium form. Then, I've always been into like digital marketing as far as like social media marketing and like web content and whatever. But I took that a step further. I went ahead and took inbound marketing certification. So I have inbound marketing certification. And then from that, I was able to get a position at the agency I'm currently working with, which is a branded media. They're in California. And I'm in Phoenix, so it's virtual. And what the funny thing is that I got that because of action on LinkedIn. And that was when I started like optimizing my profile and putting myself out there more. And then I also got another client, like before the copywriting, I got a digital marketing like consulting client. So I was, consulting her on her like social media presence and messaging for her publishing company. So how I got into copywriting. So I was obviously effectively able to sell myself.
That's beautiful. And I hope that the listeners heard the journey that you went on, because what you recognized was, okay, let me go back and refine. Let me go back and invest in myself to master the area in which I want to improve, which for you was copywriting. And I think that's very important for any individual that's on their journey to success, is that we tend to want to be a jack of all trades and master of none, but really the key is specialization, is really getting great at what it is that you do, and just hearing how you were able to do that. And then the opportunity presented itself for you to land a job. But not only that, because you were like, okay, let me go back and just improve my digital footprint everywhere. You ended up on LinkedIn, which also landed you a customer. So that is beautiful. I love that. I love it when it comes to success. We see the finished product, we see them when they made the millions and all of that. But when you are in the journey and in the thick of it, like you said, you had some clients that contract into what you're going to do now. It's like, we still got to eat. We still got to make this happen. Yep. That's beautiful to hear that, because that's where many of us are. We are maybe a few steps ahead of our customers and clients, but we have not yet arrived to where we want to be. And so even so, we still continuing to evolve, continuing to fine tune, continuing to become the master of our craft. And that's just not just in your professional life, but that also is even in your personal life. So thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, of course.
Now you mentioned sales and marketing. You've shared with us the difference between content and copywriting. What is the difference when we're talking about sales and marketing? We hear them together, but there's obviously some difference. So just educate our listeners on the difference between the two.
Well, marketing sets the stage for sales. So in marketing, you show your business's personality, aka your brand. You conduct market research. So market research to 1, see if there's a need for your product or service, and to 2, formulate your brand message. Your brand message being how, when, where to engage with your audience, your brand's why, aka the purpose of your business, and to show and tell what you're offering and the reason for the product or service. Now, once you get the marketing down, then sales comes through. Sales comes in through the marketing campaigns and funnels. You probably heard that term. Yes. We've all heard that term, like sales and marketing funnels. The people that are interested in your product and services from the marketing then become leads. You meet with those people, you pitch them, you ask for the sale. That's selling. So you say, okay, so-and-so, so Leslie, you like what I've had to say. Obviously, we're on this call. I present you with the service or product, pitch what you're looking for. Okay, we can help you. Great. If they say yes, wonderful. You've made a sale. Then they move into being a customer. Okay.
Yes, we like that.
Nurture them. Yeah, you want to nurture them and make sure that they stay loyal to you. Okay. So then they would go in a different funnel, and they would even still go back into, as a customer, they would still go into marketing, which is a different type of campaign and funnel, so that you can always be in touch with them, get their opinions and their feedback, and also upsell them, okay? If the lead declines your sales offer, you go back, you continue to nurture them, okay? You don't just say, okay, well, bye. You continue to nurture, and this is in the sales process. You continue to nurture them as a salesperson. You put them back into your marketing funnel, but you put them under another campaign as, okay, we've spoke to this person one time. They seem to be interested or like what we had to say, but it's just not ready right now. So obviously we need to build some more trust between the brand and them. That's why it's important for marketing and sales departments to work together. Marketing, again, is the finesse. It's kind of like the psychology behind the sales to kind of get you excited about the brand and the business. And then sales is about providing that service. Sales is important because, the salesperson, it's like a date, kind of like that salesperson is that date.
Okay. Thank you so much for sharing the difference between the sales and marketing. And you need both. And sometimes we're not as great on the marketing side. There are some people who are great at selling, but they're not great at marketing. There's some people that are great at marketing and they're not great at selling. And you need both to make this business work and get those coins that we always talking about. That's most important. What are some tips to help women who may not be in a position to invest in a copywriter? They're getting started. They have a dream. They want to get out, sell some products. And then as they begin to, make a little bit more money, they can invest in it. But in the meantime, it's just them and this passion that they have. What are some tips that you can share with them?
Talk to me and see what we can work out.
Okay. She was like, let's just get to that, honey. Let's just leave that to the experts. Okay.
No. But seriously, one, I am here to empower Black women. I do empowerment coaching, deep dive, kind of more of like a spiritual, awakening type thing, and kind of coach you and guide you through that. However, I can also, with that, if you want your message to be vocal into the world, I can tell that message for you. Now, if you think you may not be in the position to invest, understandably so. I mean, I get it. I've been freelancer, entrepreneur, and I get it, ups and downs. Right. But the reason why I say still talk to me and see what we can work out is mainly because, honestly, I'm still new to copywriting and trying to build my portfolio. So, yes, I do want jobs and paying jobs and projects. And if we talk and you can actually, I do want to work with you. I can kind of do something small or whatever. That's fine. But if I have a chance to help women, especially Black women, while adding to my portfolio, I'm down for it. Let's talk. Yeah, I'll take a look at your current social ad copy, whether it's paid ads or like offer posts, email ad copy, landing pages, crowdfunding campaigns, because in one of my sales jobs, I actually did crowdfunding, like I sold marketing products and ads to people that were having crowdfunding campaigns. So whatever sales writings that you have, I will take a look at it for free. I'll sit down with you. We can chat via phone or Zoom. I can give you feedback and even kind of rewrite one of them if, I feel called to, and present that to you and give that to you and say, here you go. And if we work together, great. If not, I'll use it for my portfolio.
Awesome. I hope y'all are listening now. I hope y'all are listening.
Yeah. And part of that too is one thing I've learned is, and I will give a very quick example, very recent experience I had. You never know till you ask, because right now, a closed mouth doesn't get fed. That's what my aunts told me. And recently, I've been looking for more copywriting jobs or, work. And I've been looking at working with companies, actually having remote jobs in copywriting. And I've had to, again, I'm kind of going back and finessing, improving myself and investing. So I was, going back and I created a portfolio, online portfolio. I made solely a copywriting resume. And I was on LinkedIn one day and the ad popped up for career services like coaching and resume writing. Now, I know I can't afford to pay these people. I can't afford to pay these people, okay? But I still filled stuff out. I still asked. I sat down and had talks with people, and I was very forthcoming with them and said, hey, I looked at your prices and everything, I can't afford you, but I am willing to give you a recommendation, write a review, or do a service, something. We can do something. Out of how many calls did I have? I think 4 or 5 calls. One person was like, okay, well, we're going to end this call. Everyone else helped me in some way, shape, or form.
That's beautiful. A closed mouth does not get fed. The smart and wise way, as you share, is to show up, look for opportunities, and if they get a no. But if you get a yes, how great would it be, rather than sitting there thinking, oh my gosh, this can't happen because I don't have the money for it and I don't have this. Honey, open up your mouth and ask. We have to build our portfolios. We need to get that social proof. So let's see how we can work this out. So again, closed mouth, don't get fed. Open up your mouth. As the song say, I love, open your mouth and say something. But go ahead.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It, like, seriously, I'm really preaching this and practicing it too. I know that struggle as well. I know the struggle of not feeling comfortable with opening your mouth and asking for something.
Yes, yeah.
I had to unprogram
Right.
generations of society bullcrap to get to the, and also watch these other white business owners and and work with them and see what they do. And I'm like, oh, okay, that's how you do it. All
yes.
right.
You know, you pay, bring a friend, bring 3 of your friends. I just need my room filled. You know, all of these things are kind of going on, that these are tips and strategies for success. Everybody doesn't have the rich uncle or the, you know, the money in the bank, but they're still starting businesses and they're still succeeding because they're willing to take the risk. They're willing to ask the questions. They're willing to put themselves out there. It's kind of like Les Brown said, you got to be hungry. And it's like, how hungry are you to succeed, rather than sitting back and acting like you got it all together? It's like, honey, realize we all in here just trying to take the next best step to success. So I thank you for your transparency. So what are some do's and don't? We got this, you know, I asked you the question, some tips, and you said, connect with you. We got that. Connect with you guys. Connect with her now. I always say, you know, connect with people. And it's a good thing. Sometimes we feel like, and this is why I do the podcast, so we can just keep it real, talking about joys and challenges that come with success. One of the things that we are so, be careful how I say it, but we are so influencer and celebrity driven. It's like somebody in your circle has the same gifts and talents, but because they don't have the status, it's like you're missing an opportunity. Jesus even went back home and they were like, isn't that just a carpenter's son? But it's like you could be saying and teaching the same thing, but because you don't have the influence of someone else, and they would rather go and pay somebody else $10,000 rather than give you $1,000. That is the craziest thing to me, but that is, you know, anyway, but get in contact. Yeah. And want you to give them a freebie or something so they can just test it out and make sure, you know, all of these things that we do that we really need to stop doing, y'all. When it comes to business, we really need to stop that. So if you are looking to get copy for your product, your service, Evelynn is saying, listen, get in contact with me. Let's see what we can make happen. She didn't say that everybody's going to get some for free. You got to bring some to the table as well. But what are some do's and don'ts when it comes to copyright?
Do research and write for your audience. Don't write what you think they want to hear. Ask them what they want. Ask them what they want to hear, what they want to read, actually, I should say. Especially nowadays, a short attention span. Everyone's consuming all this content. You got to get them in, like, right there, like, boom. I learned and tested the importance of this in a business accelerator I took recently. I actually got a scholarship to this accelerator. I learned from this woman, Miriam, and it was amazing. And one of the tasks that she tasked us with was doing market research and getting out there and asking people. It's kind of like, in a way, also too, little hint here. If you do like market research, this is a good way to kind of market what you do right there on the spot. And then you get leads, and then you can add them to your list, and then you can sell them. So, but just ask people, ask what they want, ask what makes them tick, how you can serve them. I know with me, I focused on my empowerment coaching business. So The Light of Zen by Lilith Eve. I just crafted a post. I just said, hey, I consider myself a healer. I want to work with Black women, empower them. In exchange for about an hour or so of your time, I will just do a tarot card reading. The first thing, and even with just that one offer, just that one post, I learned a big lesson. I learned where my audience lives on Facebook. Okay. So I already learned something. Yes. Because I posted on different platforms, but I got the most hit on Facebook. The second was Slack, because I'm in Slack groups, communities. Yeah. So I had 4 total calls, and 2 of those became leads that were really interested in working with me, but they haven't bit just yet. So I'm nurturing them. I have them I use HubSpot as like a CRM, email marketing, and I construct emails and, or even just reach out on Facebook. I'm friends with them on Facebook and I connect and nurture there as well. And it actually changed the way I look at sales and marketing calls. I'm actually about to do another round soon for my empowerment coaching business. And I guess now with this offer that I just gave your listeners, I'll be doing it for copywriting too. So I guess my calendar is going to be kind of booked this month. So do your research. Don't assume what they want to hear.
That is good. Do your research and don't assume. Okay, so we've talked quite a bit about copywriting, sales and marketing, and these are some areas that I had really no idea when I first started my business. Sales and marketing kind of had, because you have some background in hospitality, but it's different when you're doing it for someone else than doing it for yourself, and learning your voice and learning how to share your voice where it's authentic. But the whole copywriting thing, it was like, whoa, I'm a simple country girl. And it was at that time, it wasn't being done a lot. Everybody sounded very professional, clean and pristine. And I came when it was those long email copies and all of that. Yeah. And I was like, I know my ideal customers. Grown Black women, we're not finna read that. We got too much going on. We trying to start a business, raise these babies, deal with this man, and go back to school. I mean, I know my ideal audience, and I'm like, okay. But I was so nervous because no one was really talking to them the way that I know, the conversations that we need to have, the real, or the ones that were doing it were very influential. And so here's this country girl like wanting to say, hey girl, look, I know what you're going through. He getting on your nerve, the kids is hollering, your money funny, your change is strange. And so I was able to navigate my way through that, but I had to get comfortable in being different. And when I got comfortable in being different, it was just almost like magical how women just started showing up and was like, thank you for connecting. Thank you for just keeping it real. That's what I get, because my brand is all about simplicity, because success really isn't complicated. And once you identify, like you said, once you do your research and you identify your audience and don't assume what they want to hear, but listen and then speak to them, it's kind of like any relationship. You're just developing your know, like, and trust factors. So thank you for sharing that. And for those who are listening, you may have to go back and listen again with your pad and pen. And Evelynn, you mentioned how to contact you. Let's give them that information. Give them the details on how to contact Evelynn Jones, the Curious Cat copywriter.
So, social media to keep up, email for serious inquiries.
I like that. Say that again, honey. Say that again. I might have to borrow that. I'm going to give you some credit, but honey, I like that. Say it again.
Social media to keep up and email for serious inquiries.
Okay. What's the email?
The email is going to be Evelynn with 2 N's. So it's Evelynn, E, V as in Victor, E, Lynn, Mimi, M-I-M-I, at curiouscatcopywriting.com. But that's how you get in contact with me for serious inquiries. On social media, if you want to keep up on Instagram and Facebook, it's Evelynn Mimi J. Those are my profiles. Evelynn Jones Consulting I do have a Facebook page, but I have Evelynn Jones Consulting. I have the lighted symbol of Eve, and I have Juniper Jade. Easiest would be Evelynn Mimi J on Facebook, because that's all in my bio. You can just click on the different pages. But if you're on social media, you're keeping up with me and you like what I see, you can slide in the DMs. But just know that I will ask for your email address because I'm the kind of, and I was talking to someone else about this. Social media is a tool. It's a tool to connect with people and put yourself out there. It's kind of like your own PR. The point is to go off of social media and to connect offline as well. So calls, emails. Well, nowadays, not so much in person, but maybe even virtually. Yes. Zooms and stuff, and like virtual events.
And that is true. I don't necessarily like it when people DM me. I feel like if you really are serious about doing business, do your research, go to my website and just do it the right way, because I just don't take people seriously when they come through my DM. And I know in LinkedIn and stuff, that's kind of maybe the norm or whatever, but it's like, could you try to get to know me first before you just say, hey, I got this great product. Would you just
Right.
don't,
Oh my God, that is.
is so irritating. And it's such a turnoff.
No,
I'm
you don't. And you
serious.
don't. Oh my God. And the funniest part, hold on. I've had people connect with me on LinkedIn, and because I wasn't going to be a sale, they disconnected from me.
Yes, they
I
will
went
do
off
it.
about that one day on a post.
I did the same thing about Instagram. You get on there and people say, okay, follow for follow. And then they follow you. And then you go back next week and they've unfollowed you. It's like, let's not play games like that. Like
I peeped that IG game a long time ago.
Yes.
But I was surprised. I was surprised about the LinkedIn one. I was really surprised about that.
I'm very careful who I accept, because it's like, we keep saying this in the professional arena, develop authentic relationships, to develop your know, like, and trust factor. And we do everything contrary today. It's like everybody is so desperate for a sale. It's like, honey, nurture relationships. You never know who knows who. And just because I'm not interested in your business, right, but I may know somebody else that may truly be interested. So let's just, but and then Facebook too. I'm like, oh, it's just such a turnoff.
Well, Facebook, you kind of like expect that from, but LinkedIn. But one thing I kind of learned with LinkedIn too is with the algorithm and everything, like your posts, it kind of like goes into your like we can talk. Oh, well, here's some more bonus stuff. We can
all right now. We're here for it.
LinkedIn has a thing called Social Selling Index. SSI that you can get for free, actually, and look at that. And it breaks it down to 4 different categories. And one of them is who you connect with, like if you connect with the right people, your brand, and you get like a score. And if you're engaging with people who aren't very active, that could affect your score, and that can also then in turn affect your post in the algorithm.
Wow.
So what I do when I connect with people on LinkedIn, I go in I look at their background, but I go in their activities and I go and see how often they post or how often they engage and the quality of engagement and posts that they do before I connect with them.
That is good to know. See, here you never know what you're going to get on the Grown Black Woman Success Podcast. And speaking of bonuses, honey, if you're a guest here, we must spill some tea. So I'm going to ask you some questions. I'd like to find out how my guests rock their real grown womanness. So I'm going to ask you, stiletto, wedges, or sneakers?
Wedges.
How are you rocking? All right, she's rocking wedges. Your dress, your power suit, or some jeans?
A dress.
Dress, okay. Matte, glossy, or lip gloss?
A matte lip stain.
Oh, all right, you watch. Okay, we got the dress with the wedges and the matte. Okay, now I need to find out. We got an updo, we got a bob, we got curls. What are we rocking?
I got locks.
Oh,
so
work it.
I've been going for 3 years, and let me see, if I was wearing like a dress and some wedges, I would definitely do an updo. I'd probably put them up, especially with the matte lip stain.
Okay,
probably a little choker too.
All right, now rock it, girl, rock it. Okay, so you've had a long but productive week. It's the weekend. What are you doing? Is it a kind of wine and remote kind of weekend? Is it a hanging with my girls weekend? Is it hanging with my boo kind of weekend? Or I'm down for whatever kind of weekend?
Usually I'm down for whatever or all the above.
Okay. All right.
So on my Fridays, because that is the day of Venus, that is love and romancing, but it's like more of like yourself. So I love myself. I will have like a little stay in, unwind, maybe run a bath, have some wine, spoil myself, maybe give myself a mani-pedi.
Self-love is always important, right? Self-care, self-love, very important.
And then Saturday, that would usually be a day for like, friends or going out by myself or whatever. Maybe taking care of some business during the day, kind of chilling at night. And then I love a good Sunday fun day. I love a good Sunday brunch. Now it's safety first, but
I know, right? It's like COVID is determined to stick around a little longer than we really would like.
Because people don't know how to act.
I know, and they wonder why we have laws and all of these things. It's like, honey, if we left our own devices, we will self-destruct. It's like we got to have some boundaries somewhere. We might not like them all, but they are necessary.
Yeah.
Well, ma'am, I have enjoyed our conversation, and I hope you listeners have gained some insight into the world of copywriting, some do's and some don'ts, so that you can take the next best steps when it comes to your product, your service, your website, whatever it is that you are wanting to share with the world. There is a way to introduce your brand that is effective, and Miss Evelynn has shared some do's and some don'ts, and she's also provided an opportunity for you to reach out, contact her, so that you can put your best foot forward when it comes to introducing your brand to the world. And so I want to encourage our listeners to comment and share, and also provide a review of the podcast. These things allow us to expand our reach to more listeners and increase our rankings in the whole world of podcasting, because there are several amazing podcasts out there, and we want to be recognized as one of them. And if there is something that you've learned and you want to apply in your business, shoot me an email and let me know, Leslie@grownblackwomansuccess.com, and you will be entered into a drawing to receive one of our custom Grown Black Woman Success t-shirts. And if there's a topic that you'd like to hear and like for us to discuss on the podcast, send me an email as well, Leslie@grownblackwomansuccess.com. Until our next conversation, chin up, shoulders back. Now strut, girl. You know you got it like that.